Picture this. A queen, once beloved by her king, now stands accused of the most shocking crimes imaginable. This is the story of Anne Boleyn, whose dramatic fall from grace has captivated people for centuries. In May 1536, Anne Boleyn, the second wife of Henry VIII, faced charges that would make anyone's blood run cold. She was accused of high treason, incest, and adultery with 5 men, including her own brother. But here's the thing. These accusations seem almost too outrageous to be true. Let's look at the evidence, or should I say the lack thereof. The case against Anne was built primarily on confession, but not hers. Mark Smeaton, a musician in her court, confessed to adultery with the Queen after being tortured. Other men accused of being her lovers denied everything until their deaths. The dates of many alleged incidents didn't even add up. Anne was supposedly elsewhere when several of these affairs supposedly took place. By 1536, Henry VIII had grown tired of Anne. She had promised him a son but delivered a daughter, the future Elizabeth Thayer. The king had already set his sights on Jane Seymour, but divorce wasn't an option. He'd already turned England upside down, divorcing his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. The solution? A carefully orchestrated political plot. Thomas Cromwell, the king's chief minister, who had once been Anne's ally, turned against her. He saw her as a threat to his political reforms and his own power. By removing Anne, he could solve both his problems and Henry's desire for a new wife. The speed of Anne's trial was shocking, just 3 weeks from arrest to execution. The jury, all men with connections to her enemies. Even by Tudor standards, this was a mockery of justice. Anne defended herself brilliantly at her trial, but the verdict was predetermined. On May 19, 1536, she was executed by a French swordsman, an oddly merciful touch in an otherwise merciless process. Today, historians largely agree that Anne Boleyn was the victim of a political conspiracy. The charges against her were almost certainly false, crafted to give Henry VIII what he wanted: freedom from a marriage that no longer served his purposes. The real tragedy? Anne's only real crime might have been failing to give Henry what he desired most: a son. This story teaches us something profound about power, justice, and how easily truth can be sacrificed when it stands in the way of political ambition. Anne Boleyn's execution wasn't just the end of a queen. It was a stark reminder of how fragile power can be, even for those who seem to have it all.